Hey friends, and this is simply a continuation of the previous video where we looked at the 2017 grade 9 mathematics paper 1, and in the previous video we looked at the multiple choice part of it. We agreed to say this paper consists of two parts, the multiple choice and the short answer section. And so we move on directly to the short answer part of this paper. I hope you are ready. And we can get going. So we did this together, and now we are in section B. And section B is simply short answer. There's no multiple choice. You just have to figure it out, and there's a space for working there, and you have to do this on your own. And this is 40 marks. Are you ready? Okay, let's get into solving some math. So section B is allocated 40 marks. And question 11 says factorize completely 12a squared b minus 4ab squared. So we've got 12. Okay, let's do our work in here. So we've got 12a squared b minus 4ab squared. I hope that's not cut. Let's see. Okay, we're okay. So 12a squared b minus 4ab squared. Okay? How do we factorize this? Well, is there a number that can go into both 4 and 12 without leaving a remainder? Yes, and that is 4 itself. So the 4 can come outside. 4 is common. Any other common thing that we have? Well, A and B are both there. A is there, A is there, B is there, B is there. So we have both A and B. Anything else that's common? I doubt. So we've got 4AB. Then 12a squared b divided by 4ab. 12 divided by 4 gives us a 3. If we move 1a from this a squared, what do we remain with? 1a, right? If we move b from b, we remain with, although there won't be any b, we remain with a 1, so 1, okay? Then minus 4, well, that's the 4 goes. Then A, there's only one A, so the A goes. Then B, remove one B, remain with one B. So we have 4AB, open brackets, 3A minus B. Can we factorize this any further? What do you think, grade 9s and grade 8s? Well, I highly doubt. So we shall leave it at that. So therefore, this gives us 4ab, open brackets, 3a minus b. We close the brackets. And that is our final answer for question 11. Question 12 says solve the equation. Solve the equation. And the equation is 3x minus 4 equals 5. How do we solve this equation? Well, we can multiply these 3 throughout. So 3 times x gives us 3x minus 3 times 4 gives us a 12 equals 5. Well, we only multiply these 3 by these 2. We can't multiply it by the 5 because these brackets are indicating to say the 3 is multiplied only by these 2, okay? Then we group the like terms. What like terms do we have? We've got 1x. We've got integers, 12 and 5. So these 2 can be on one side of the equal sign. So we add 12 to both sides, or in other words, as you're used, we say we make this 12 cross to the other side of the equal sign, and it turns into a positive. So say 3x equals 3x equals 5, when we add 12 on both sides, negative 12 plus 12 gives us a 0, and 5 plus 12, we say 12 plus 12, or as you are used to saying, we say this 12 comes to the other side of the equal sign, and it tends to a positive. So we have 3x equals 5, positive 12. 3x equals 5 plus 12. Well, what is 5 plus 12? 5 plus 12 is 17. But we're looking for the value of x, so we can't leave it there. So we have to isolate the x such that it remains alone on one side of the equal sign, and would have, so how do we get rid of the 3? We divide both sides by 3. So this 3 and that 3 cancels, and we have x equals, can 3 go into 17 without even a remainder? Well, no. So we can leave it as 17 over 3. All right? Or if you want, you can say 3 into 17 gives us 5, remainder 2 over 3. So whichever one of these two is okay for your final answer. So let me just write it there. So x equals 17 over 3. All right? Okay, move on to question number 13. In the diagram below, BCD is an isosceles triangle. BM is perpendicular to CD. BC is equal to BD. BM equals 12 centimeters. And CD equals 10 centimeters. Interesting. So what are we asked to do? We are asked to say find the length of BC. Find the length of BC. Find the length of BC. How do we find the length of BC? Let's brainstorm together, grade 9s. How do we find the length of BC? Well, if it is an isosceles triangle, it means these two sides are equal. Okay? And if these two sides are equal, means that when you drop a perpendicular line there, it cuts this line right in the middle. So we would have half of 10 this side and half of 10 this side. Okay? So what is half of 10? It's 5. So meaning we would have 5 there and 5 there. Okay? And once we do that, then we'd have two triangles with 12 there and 5 there. Another one facing the other direction with 12 and 5. Forgive my funny drawings. And how do we find this side of the triangle? By using the Pythagoras Theorem. Do you remember the Pythagoras Theorem? Well, the Pythagoras Theorem states that the hypotenuse squared is equal to the opposite squared plus the adjacent squared. So where is our hypotenuse? Our hypotenuse is this point, or is this side. And for this other triangle, it's this one. So this one and that one. So hypotenuse squared, which we are going to name in this case as BC. So BC squared equals, what is our opposite? Our opposite, will say 12 squared plus, what is our adjacent? 5 squared. So BC squared equals, what is 12 squared? 12 squared, so you can do your math, 12 multiplied by 12, and that gives us 4, 2, and there would have 0, 2, 1, so we'd have 144. Do you agree? So I did this for a sec. So 144 there, then what is 5 squared? 5 times 5 gives us a 25. And when you add 144 to 25, what do you get? You get a 9 there, and you get a 6 there, and you get a 1 there. 169. So BC squared is equal to 169. But we're not looking for BC squared, we're looking for BC. So we introduce the square root on both sides of the equal sign. So BC, when you introduce the square root, this squared goes. So BC equals, what is the square root of 169? Does 169 have a square root? Well, if the square root of 144 is 12, or if 12 squared gives us 144, then what of 13 squared? So 13 times 13 gives us 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 1 is 3, 0, 1 times 3 is 3, 1, that gives us 9, 6, 1. So therefore the square root of 169 is 13. So BC equals 13, and what are the units? Centimeters. So units are very, very, very important in math, and this can never be overstressed. Whenever you are dealing with calculations and you're given units, always remember to indicate what units you're dealing with. So the length of BC is therefore equal to 13 centimeters. Are we together? We do not want to leave anyone behind. So let us move together as a unit. So we can move on to question number 14. Are you ready? I hope you are. So question number 14 says, calculate the simple interest on 360,000 kwacha invested at 12% per annum for 3 years. So what is the data that we have been given in this case? They're asking us to find the simple interest, which I will denote as SI. That is what we're looking for. We are given, what are we given? We're given the principal, which is the amount, like the initial amount, which is 360,000. And what else? We're given the rate. What is the rate? The rate is 12% per annum, so 12%. What else are we given? We're given the time. The time is 3 years. 3 years. So this rate is at 12% per annum, per year. So let's say per Y, okay? So now how do we calculate the simple interest? The formula for simple interest, which you should never forget, is simple interest is simply equal to PRT. PRT. I know someone out there is about to argue with me. No, my teacher told me don't just say PRT. You say PRT over 100, or you say PRT over 12, or something like that. Well, let me explain on that. So the formula for simple interest is simply the principal multiplied by the rate multiplied by the time. Now the principal is given in kwacha, or in a certain currency. So in this case, the principal is given in kwacha. So there we have it. This is the principal. This is the principal. And what is the rate? The rate is given as a percentage. Do you see that? A percentage. It's got the percent sign at the end. So meaning, when we talk of a percent is simply, what is percent? Percent is simply over 100. So when you say 12%, we're simply saying 12 over 100. Right? Yes. And this rate is not only given as a percentage, it is also given a condition to say per annum. So whenever we say per annum, what do we mean? We mean per year. So the word annum simply means yearly. Okay? So 12% per annum, right? So this is per year, which is per 1 year. 1 year. Or if you want, you can say per, how many months are in a year? You can say per 12 months. Per 12 months. Okay, so this will make sense. Let's continue. And what else are we given? We're given the time, and this time is in years. So it is 3 years. So 3 years, or how many months are in 3 years? This is simply equal to 3 by 12 gives us 6, 3, 36, or 36 months. Okay? So we've seen the information that we've been given, eh? Interest, find the simple interest on 360,000 principal in kwacha, 1. 2, the rate in percentage per year, and 3, the time in years. So clearly we've got we've got 2 years, we've got two conditions that are being met by years. We've got the time in years and the interest in years. So we can, and the rate in years. So we can use the years as one of our units. And then, let me just write this down. So simple interest is equal to principal. So the principal that we have is 360,000 kwacha. 360,000 kwacha, right? Then invested that, what is the rate? The rate is 12 over 100, 12% over 100. And this is per year, which is simply meaning over 1 year. And what else are we given? The time, which is in years. So 3 years. Okay? You see that? So I know some of you would argue to say the formula for simple interest is PRT over 100. Well, that 100 simply comes from this interest that you're given, or this rate that you're given. Keep on saying interest. This rate that you're given. So this is 12 over 100. And there are times when you'll be given the time in months, and the interest would be saying per annum, which is in years. So in that case, then you'd have to divide by 12 months. Here where we have 1 year, we would have months, which are 12 months. So what you've learned in class is correct. Don't tell your teachers I was teaching you something else. What you've learned in class is correct. And I'm just trying to give you a background of where all of that comes from, okay? So simple interest is simply given by principal times rate times time. So we can get to the solving. So we've got 100. So these 2 zeros and 2 zeros from there can cancel, right? And remain with 360 or 3,600 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 3. So 12 by 3 gives us 12 by 3 gives us 12, 24, 36. So we've got 36 times 36. So what is 36 times 36? 6 times 6 gives us 36. 3 times 6 gives us 18, plus 3 gives us 21. We've got a 0 there. We've got 36 there. We've got 9 plus 3, which gives us 12. So we've got 12 there. And so we will have, I think we've missed something. Just a second. Oh, sorry. I made a mistake on this lower part. So we are there. We've got 216. Then 3 times 6 gives us, okay, so a 0 there. 3 times 6 gives us 18, right? So 8, carry 1. Then 3 times 3 gives us 9, plus 1 gives us 10. So we add that and we have 6, 9, 2, 1. And how many zeros remain there? 2 zeros. So we have 12, 129, 600. So therefore the simple interest paid is kwacha 129,600. Are we together, grade 9s? Yeah, please respond. I can't get you. Yeah, I feel like I'm talking to myself right now. But I know you're listening. So let us move on to question number 15. Question number 15. Question 15 says the diagram below shows the bearing of Q from P, which is 077 degrees. Find the bearing of P from Q. So all goes back to what we did in section A. Remember those opposite, parallel, and X angles. So let's assume we have a straight line here. I'm trying to draw a straight line. Okay. Made it as straight as I can. Yeah, we've extended that line. We can extend this one as well. We've extended that one as well, right? So from what we did in section A, we say this angle is the same as which angle this side? This angle is the same as which angle this side? Well, this angle is on the right of this line, on top of this other line. So it's the same as the one that's on the right and on top, which is this one. So this is also 77 degrees, right? And this is also 77. It means this one is also 77, going by the X angles, right? 77 degrees. And the question is, this is actually more than enough information for us to find what the bearing is. Well, a bearing starts from the north, from the northern all the way to where this line is. So the bearing is simply the whole of this. Okay? So this whole angle is the bearing of P from Q. So what is this angle, this whole angle here? Well, we know that from here to here, that should be from here up to here should be 180, right? Because this is a straight line, so from here up to there should be 180. Then from there, we know that from this point to that point, we've got 77. So this is 180, and then this is 77. So 180 plus 77 should give us the bearing of P from Q. So 180 plus 77 gives us, so 180, 77, and this gives us 7, 8 plus 7 gives us 15, 257. So the bearing of P from Q is simply 180 plus this 77 here, which is 257. Don't forget to include the degrees. And we are on question number 16. Are we cruising? So feel free to rewind, to pause, watch it as many times as you can. Try to get the information, try to understand, and hopefully this is helpful. And we've done so many videos on lecture videos on different topics in math. So this is just us concentrating on past papers and trying to tackle questions from the past papers based on the information we've learned from the previous and coming videos. Okay, so question number 16 says x equals 3, given that x equals 3 and y equals -1, find the value of 2x squared minus 3xy. So we have 2, what's wrong with my, okay, 2x squared minus 3xy. And in this case, we're given x, given the value of x, and we're given the value of y. So where there's x, we can simply replace it with a 3. Where there's y, we've got -1. So we're going to have 2, where there's x, we'll have a 3, minus 3, where there's x, we'll have a 3, and where there's y, we have -1. What is 2 times 3? 6, minus 3 times 3 is 9, and we've got -1 there. So 6 minus 9 times -1 is -9, right? Then negative and negative gives us a positive. So we simply have 6 plus 9. And this gives us 15. Sorry. Just realized I've made a mistake. I did not see that squared there. So we've got 2x squared. So let's go through that again. So we've got 2. What is x we have? 3 squared minus 3. What is x we have a 3. And what is y we have a negative 1. So 2, what is 3 squared with 9s? What is 3 squared? Well, 3 squared is simply 9. So we'd have 2, 9 minus, what is 3 times 3? 9 minus 1. 2 times 9 gives us 18 minus 9 times 1, 9 times negative 1 gives us negative 9. And 8 negative times negative gives us a positive. So we're going to have 18 plus 9. And what is 18 plus 9? 27. So therefore, the value of this expression is 27. Oof! We are almost there. Come on. We only have less than 13 questions to go. I hope. Yeah. We only have a few questions and we can do this. So we are on question 17. Question 17 says, given that P equals negative 4, 1, 2, that's a matrix, state the order of matrix P. So what is the order of matrix P? So when defining matrices, we say it's rows by columns. So which ones are the rows? These are the rows and these are the columns. So how many rows do we have? We only have 1 row, so it's a 1. Then how many columns? 1, 2, 3. So it's a 1 by 3 matrix. So there's a video on matrices. I remember doing that video. So if you are behind on matrices, go back, watch that video, and come and join us from this point. Then find 4P. So 4P simply means this matrix P, which is, okay, let's say P equals, sorry for that. Okay, so matrix P is equal to negative 4, 1, 2, close brackets. So now they're asking us to find 4P. So we've simply multiplied P by 4. So we will multiply these terms in this matrix by 4. So what is 4 multiplied by negative 4? We're going to have 4 multiplied by negative 4 will give you negative 16. 4 multiplied by 1 will give you 4. And 4 multiplied by 2 will give you 8. So this is 4P. So 4P is therefore equal to negative 16, 4, 8, and we close. So that is our matrix 4P. And we are on question number 18. Simplify 3a minus 4b minus 6a plus b. Simplify 3a minus 4b minus 6a plus b. How do we go about it? Simplify 3a minus 4b minus 6a plus b. So this is all about grouping the like terms. What like terms do we have? We've got terms that have a and we've got terms that have b. So let's start with the terms that have a. So the terms that have a, we've got 3a. Any other term with a? Negative 6a, so minus 6a. We come to the b. Terms with b, we've got minus 4b. Any other term with b? Plus b. So 3a minus 6a. So when the signs are different, subtract and get the sign of the bigger number. So 6 minus 3 gives us 3. What is the sign of the bigger number? Negative. So we've got minus 3a. Then 4b plus b, negative 4b plus b. Signs are different. Subtract, get the sign of the bigger number. So 4 minus 1 gives you 3. Sign of the bigger number is a minus, so minus 3b. And you are done. So you can leave it in that way, or you can simplify it further by saying negative 3 is common. Then inside you remain with a plus b. So you can leave it like that or like that. It's all good. So therefore, this equals negative 3a plus b. So as I said, either leaving it like that or like that is okay. And question number 19. Oof. We are moving, we are cruising, we are cruising. List, the Venn diagram below shows sets x and y. List the elements of x intersection y complement. List the elements of x intersection y complements. So, as we said, complement simply means things that are not in y or things that are not in that particular set. So things that are not in y but are in x. That's what this notation is simply trying to tell us. So we list the things that are not in y but are in x. So what things are not in y but are in x? Only these three. So therefore this is equal to a, b, and k. So that is our x intersection y complement. Oof, we are moving grade 9s, eh? So we are cruising, so I don't want to leave anyone behind. Let's all move together, right? And we are on number 20. Number 20 says, the area of the base of a cylindrical block is 154. So we can write down the data that we've been given. The area of the base of a cylindrical block is 154. So we've got area A, which is equal to 154 centimeters squared. Its height is 10 centimeters. H equals 10 centimeters. And the mass of the block is, so we're given the mass as well to be 385 grams. Find its density. So what is the formula for density? Density equals, do you remember? Mass over volume. We are given its mass. Do we have its volume? Do we have its volume? The volume of a cylinder is simply given by pi r squared h. And what is the area of a circle? The area of a circle is simply pi r squared. So this can be given as area multiplied by height. So do you have the area? Yes. Do you have the height? Yes. So we're going to have our density being equal to, what is our mass? 385 grams. And what is our volume? Volume is simply area times height. What is our area? 154. What is our height? Our height is 10 centimeters. Okay? So this is centimeter, this is centimeter squared, so we'd have centimeter cubed, like that. Okay? Then, how do we find the answer? How do we simplify this to find the answer? Well, what number can go into both this number on top and the number at the bottom? 5 can go into this and the 10. So 5 into 10 gives us, what is 5 into 10? 5 into 10 is 2. 5 into 38, or 5 into 3 is 1, remainder 1. 5 into, or maybe let's say 5 into 38, sorry for that. 5 into 38 is 7, remainder 2. remainder 3 actually. Remainder 3, 5 into 35 is 7. So we'd have 77. So D equals 77 over 154 multiplied by 2. Any number that can go into both the numerator and the denominator without leaving a remainder. What is 77 plus 77? 77 plus 77 gives us 7 plus 7, 14. 7 plus 7, 14, so 15. And so 7 plus 7 gives us 154. So 77 to 77 is 1, and 77 to 154 is 2. So D, which is density, is equal to 1 over 2 times 2 gives us a 4. So density is equal to, and when you convert this to decimal, you'd have 0.25 grams per centimeter cubic. Okay? And that is how we find the density. 0.25 grams per centimeter cubed. So you can pause the video and rewind it and try to grasp the concept on how to find density. Find question number 21. Find the interior angle of a regular hexagon. So firstly, we need to know how many sides a hexagon has. So how many sides does a hexagon have? A hexagon has 6 sides. A hexagon is a 6-sided polygon. So it has 6 sides. So number of sides, n is equal to 6. And what is the formula to find interior angles? Well, let's not look for a formula to find interior angles. Let's start with finding the sum of interior angles. So how do you find the sum of interior angles? The formula to find the sum of interior angles is given by n minus 2 multiplied by 180, right? In this case, what is our n? 6. This will give us a sum. So 6 minus 2 gives us 4. 6 minus 2 gives us 4. See that? Then multiplied by 180 equals, so 180 by 4 gives us 0. 8 times 4 is 32. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3, 720. So the sum of sides, the sum of interior angles in a regular hexagon is 720. Then when we say regular, it means every angle is the same. Every side is the same length. So to find the value of each angle, would simply divide this 720, which is the sum, by the number of sides that it has, number of angles that it has, which are 6. Then 720 divided by 6 gives you 6 into 72 is about 12 and 0. So you'd have 120. So the sum, or rather each interior angle of a regular hexagon is 120 degrees. Okay? So the key thing there is first finding the sum of angles, sum of interior angles, which is given by n minus 2 by 180, and then finding the value of each interior angle by dividing that sum by the number of sides, because we're taught to say this is a regular hexagon, so each interior angle is equal to the other interior angles. We are on question 22. We are almost there, guys. We are almost there. Let's just endure a bit. We can do this. We can finish this. Convert 10.112 to base 10. So question 22 says convert 10.112 to base 10. Convert 10.111 base 2 to base 10. So do you know how to convert from base 2 to base 10? Well, it's quite easy, and I want you to follow me closely. It's quite easy, nothing complicated about it. So what we have here is 10.111, and this is in base 2. And we're asked to convert it to base 10. So when converting from base 2 to base 10, this is all that we do. Okay? So this first number, is this after or before? Before the decimal place, before the decimal point, is multiplied by 2 to the power 0. The next number is multiplied by 2 to the power 1. Okay? Then after the decimal point, this first number is multiplied by 2 to the power negative 1. The next one by 2 to the power negative 2. And the third one by 2 to the power negative 3. Okay? So 1 times 2 to the power 1. Then we've got 1 or 0 times 2 to the power 0. Then we've got 1 times 2 to the power negative 1. Then 1 times 2 to the power negative 2. And 1 times 2 to the power negative 3. And then we add all of these, the values of all of these together. So what is 1 times 2 to the power 1? 1 times, this is simply 1 times 2, which gives you 2. Okay, 0 times 2 to the power 0 is, any number multiplied by 0 gives you a 0. 1 times 2 to the power negative 1. When you see a power negative, it simply means it is that number over 1. So 1 times 1 over 2 gives you 1 over 2. Then 1 times 2 to the power negative 2. So this is simply 1 over 2 to the power 2, which is simply 2 times 2 to the power 2 is 4. So it's simply 1 over 4. So you have 1 over 4. And lastly, 1 times 2 to the power negative 3 is simply 1 over 2 to the power 3, which gives you 1 times, or 2 times 2 times 2 gives you 8, which is 1 over 8. So you have 1 over 8. And then you add all of these together, so you're going to have 2 plus 0 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 8. Okay? So let's start with dealing with this decimal part of it, or the fraction part of it. Maybe let's do this. Let us convert these to decimals so that we can work easily. So this is the same as 2 plus okay, so this is the same as 2 plus, or 0, we can ignore the 0. 1 over 2 converted to decimal is 0.5 plus 1 over 4 converted to decimal is 0.25. And lastly, 1 over 8 converted to decimal is that's 8, 10, 100. So that gives us about 0.125. So if you don't know how to convert from fraction to decimals, watch the fraction and decimals video, which has been uploaded already, and you understand how we got these values. So we can now add these. We would have 2, going to have 0.5, then 0.25, then 0.125. And when we add these, what we get is, get a 5 there, we get a 5 plus 2 is 7 there, 5 plus 2 plus 1 is 8 points, and we have 2. So therefore, this gives us 2.8 2.875. 2.875. So not to confuse us, let me just get to erase this. Yeah, so that is how we convert from base 2, which is also known as binary, to decimal, which is 10. Are we together? We're on question 23. Just a few more questions and we are done. So find the value of cube root of 27 plus 4. What is the cube root of 27? What number do you multiply 3 times to get 27? Well, if you multiply 3 by 3 by 3, 3 by 3 gives you a 9, by 3 gives you 27. So the cube root of 27 is 3 plus, what is the square root of 4? That's 2. So 3 plus 2 gives us a 5. So this is simply equal to 5. Very easy question, ain't it? Yes, it is. So firstly, just identify what the cube root of 27 is, and identify the square root of 4, and easy peasy. We can move on to question number 8, which was also very, very simple. The marks scored in an English test by learners in grade 9 in a grade 9 class are distributed as shown in the bar chart below. We have a bar chart, the number of learners there and the marks there. How many learners scored more than 5 marks? So this is 3 marks, 4 marks, 5 marks, 6 marks, 7 marks, and 8 marks. So more than 5 marks starts from this point. More than 5 marks is anything to the right of my funny looking line. So everything on this side is more than 5 marks. So how many scored 6 marks? 6 marks, there were 7. So we have 7. And how many scored 7? We have 10. So plus 10. How many scored 8? 2. So plus 2. So 7 plus 10 plus 2 gives us 19. So therefore, the correct answer is 19 learners. Simple, isn't it? Yes, 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 it is simple. More simple questions are coming, and this one is simple and straightforward. It says, Kasapato was given 150 kwacha to buy the following items: 2 kg sugar at 24 kwacha, 1 loaf of bread at 9 kwacha, 6 books at 35 kwacha, 2.5 liters of oil at 39 kwacha. How much did he spend? So how much did he spend, meaning how much did he use? How much does all of this come to? How much do all of these expenses come to? Okay? So to find that, we simply add 24 plus 9 plus 35 plus 39. So we're saying 24 plus 9 plus 35 plus 39. That gives us 4 plus 9 is 13, plus 5 is 18, plus 9 is 27. Then 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 3 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So we have 107. So he spent 107 kwacha. And how much change did he receive? So how much did he initially have? 150. So 150 minus 107, and that gives us 4, 10. 10 minus 7 is 3, and we have a 4 there, so his change was a 43 kwacha. Question number 26. Given that the function f of x equals x plus 3 over 2, find f of negative 7. So given f of x being equal to x plus 3 over 2, we're asked to find f of negative 7. So where there's x, we simply replace it with minus 7 plus 3 over 2. What is minus 7 plus 3? So opposite, so different signs. We subtract and get the sign of the bigger number. 7 minus 3 is 4. Sign of the bigger number is negative, so minus 4 over 2. What is minus 4 over 2? It simply gives us minus 2. So f of 7 is equal to minus 2. These questions are quite easy and we are cruising on this part. Let's see what the next question has in store for us. Okay. Now this will take some heart out of us to require some invested work. It says in the diagram below, AB is parallel to PQ. AB equals 12 centimeters, AP equals 6 centimeters, and CP equals 3 centimeters. Write the ratio CQ to CB in its lowest terms. CQ to CB in its lowest terms. So, firstly, when we look at this, we've got two triangles. This is C, P, and Q, and we have a bigger one, the same. This is A, this is B, and this is C. We've got CAB and CPQ, right? And this one is 3 centimeters, so I'm just going to write a 3 there. And this one is 6 centimeters. And, oh no, actually CA is 3 plus 6, which gives us 9. So CA is, do you see that? CP is 3 and PA is 6. So this whole line is 3 plus 6, which is 9. And this lower part here is 12. Okay. Yeah, we've got that. Maybe let me write the 12 inside because I don't know if you guys are able to see it. So 12 is there. So that line is 12 centimeters. And what else? What else? What else? What else? Well, that's it. That's all we are given. And we're asked to write the ratio of CQ to CB. So we've got the ratio of CP, which also applies to, we've got the ratio of CP to CA, which also applies to AB and PQ. But this ratio does not apply to CQ. Or does it? No, actually it does apply to CQ. So this ratio CP applies to CA, PQ applies to AB, and CQ applies to CB. So these are similar sides. They are complementary sides. They are, so this side and that side, this side and that side and that side and that side. So I can simply say, if this is 3, that is 9, then we have this ratio of CP to CA, which is, we have 3 to CA is 9. So this can be simplified by saying 3 into 3 is 1, 3 into 9 is 3. So this ratio applies to all the sides. So CP to CA, AB to CP to PQ, and CQ to CB. So the ratio of CQ to CB, let me say this, CQ to CB. So meaning the ratio of CQ to CB is also 1, 2, 3. And we are done with that question. It's actually a lot easier than it looked at face value. And we are doing the last 3 questions, guys. We've come a long way and we are almost done. How do you feel about yourself? I am super excited, and let's make sure we nail these questions, eh? So question number 28. So question 28 says, if x degrees and 3x minus 2 degrees are complementary angles, find the value of x. If x degrees and 3x minus 2 degrees are complementary angles, find the value of x. So when you're dealing with angles, there are 2 terms that you need to know, and those 2 terms are complementary and supplementary. So complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. On the other hand, supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. So here we're being asked about complementary angles, meaning we're being asked about the ones that add up to 90 degrees. So when you add this and that, we should get a 90 degrees. So we're simply saying x degrees plus 3x minus 2 degrees should add up to 90 degrees. So complementary 90 degrees, supplementary 180 degrees. So I'm simply saying x plus 3x minus 2 equals 90 degrees. Group the like terms, deal with the like terms. X plus 3x gives you 4x equals 90. This goes to the other side. We have 90 plus 2, which gives us 92. So we have 4x equals 92. Divide both sides by 4. We get x equals 23. So you can divide 92 by 4 and your answer should be 23. Maybe just for our friend's sake, believe not every one of us will be able to get the 23, but here's how we do it. 1, 4 into 9 is 2, remainder 1. 4 into 3 into 12 is 3. We have 23. That's how we got that 23 degrees. So therefore, x equals 23 degrees. Whew. 2 more questions. We are almost there. Solve the inequation 8 plus 3x greater than 2. This is greater than 2. So group the like terms. We have 3x on this side. This goes to the other side. So we have 2 minus 8, right? So we have 3x greater than 2 minus 8 is minus 6, right? Yes. Divide both sides by 3. By 3, we get x greater than minus 2. So therefore, in this case, our answer is x greater than minus 2. And we are doing the last question now. How excited are you guys? So the last question is quite interesting. It says a cylinder whose radius is 21 centimeters has a curved surface area of 528 centimeters squared. What else? Calculate the height of the cylinder. A cylinder whose radius is 21 centimeters has a curved surface area of 528 centimeters squared. Calculate the height of the cylinder. Take pi as 22/7. So the last question was interesting. So the area of the lateral area, or the curved surface area of a cylinder, is given by, now these are formulas that you just have to know because they won't be given to you in your tests or in your examinations. So given the lateral area, we say area equals 2 pi radius height, 2 pi RH, and we're looking for h. So let's replace what we have there. So we've got 528 as our area. We've got a 2. We've been taught to use pi as 22/7, and we've also been given our radius as 21, and we are looking for h. Can 7 go into 21? Yes. 7 there is 1, and 7 into 21 is 3. So 2 times 22 is 44. 44 by 3 gives us 44 by 3 gives us, this is 12, this is 12, 13, 132. So we have 5, 2, 8 equals 132H. Divide both sides by 132, and we get H equals, how many times does 132 go into 528? So you can simply add 132 plus 132, and that gives us 462 plus 132, and that gives us 693 plus 132, that gives us 8, 12, 4, 5, 528. So the 132 goes into 528 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So therefore the height is 4 centimeters. Okay, and that is how we find the height of a cylinder given its lateral height, its lateral area, given its radius, and given pi. So grade 9s, I hope this video is helpful. We've started and we've just finished the whole of the 2017 grade 9 mathematics paper 1. And thank you for joining me. And I hope you continue learning with us. And I hope these are really informative and you spread the word. And thank you very much. See you in the next videos. Thank you and goodbye.